Oh, welcome back to Untitled show. This is Phil, and today we got Geeksphone Revolution. We took some time since the initial shipped version of the Geeksphone Revolution didn't get the SIM card that we have put on the phone. We've been waiting for the update, and now we have it. All right, let's get started with the receiver on the top and the Geeksphone logo, followed by with the front-facing camera. And below that is a 4.7 inch of a QHD display. That's a Quad HD. That's 540 by 960 if you're wondering about the numbers. On the bottom of that is 3 keys. That's a menu, home, back in the Android operating system, and only the home key works on the Firefox system. On the right is a volume rocker with the 3.5mm headphone jack on the top with the power key. On the left is a micro USB port right there, flipped upside down, and there's a little crack. Our unit shipped with a little crack there, and asked them for a service, and they said if I ship back to Spain on my own charge, they'll ship it back with a fixed device, and we thought it's a waste of time, so we'll just stick with that. And there's a microphone on the bottom with the battery cover detaching little hole in there, and that's pretty much it. Followed by the camera on the back with the LED flash and the Geeksphone logo, Revolution logo, and there's an Intel Inside logo. 5 to 6 years ago, we've been making jokes that one day phones are gonna ship with the Pentium processors inside, and they are actually happening, only that it's not Pentium. There's a speaker grill. The battery cover is detachable, of course, and doing so gives you access to the micro SD card slot and the micro SIM card slot right there. And the 2000 milliamps of a replaceable battery is there for you to swap if you're running low of battery. Alrighty. Let's power this guy on. Initially ships with the Android installs. Geeksphone still does make developer-friendly devices for the Firefox operating system, and this is no exception. You can install Firefox operating system on it, but we'll focus on the Android that initially ships with it. Don't worry, we'll get to the Firefox point very soon. The spec-wise, it ships with the Intel Atom Z2560 processor. That's based on Clover Trail. That's a Clover Trail Plus. They call it the Clover View. And it has 2 physical cores, and it's hyper-threading enabled, so it has 4 logical cores running at 1.6 GHz at maximum. And it's got a gigabyte of RAM, 4 GB of internal storage, expandable through the micro SD card slot, and a QHD resolution, of course. And it ships with the Android version 4.2.2, which is quite surprising that this is almost not modified at all. I know that it's running on the x86 architecture, but the operating system itself is barely modified, actually. There are some modifications that I could have found, is that it comes with the OTA function, and you can tap on here to install another OS, which is Firefox. We'll get into that very soon. The performance-wise, it's doing really good. The Clover Trail processor is handling the load of the CPU and the graphics very well. It's very smooth. I didn't feel any of the lags. I barely felt any of the lags during using this device. It runs flawlessly, and its performances are quite good. It does have a low resolution display, and the display quality isn't exactly good. It has some weird lightings on the edges, and the color reproduction is not exactly near perfect, but it's acceptable. And since with the latest update on the Android system, the operation has got even smoother. I really like it. There are barely any lags whatever you launch. That's one of the good part. And also it comes with the phone comes pre-rooted, so if you want to modify your phone on the way that you want, you could do that without a hassle. All right, the point of this device, of course, is the Firefox operating system. Although they were kind enough to install Android on it and get a support on it, because it would be merely useless if you're not using a Firefox as your main operating system, which is not exactly plausible for time of being right now. So we'll get back with the Firefox operating system installed on it, and stay tuned. We'll be back very soon. So we're done with installing Firefox operating system, so let's turn it on. This is the lock screen of the Firefox system, and you can swipe to unlock it. And there are a few features that Firefox is claiming that they're their advantage. They're trying to run everything on HTML5, and you can go to Marketplace to check out some of the apps that they have. And checking out on the popular apps they have, there aren't exactly many of the apps, which is a symptom that the newly born operating systems are suffering. Windows Phone used to, Android used to, and it's going to get better if they have a better success on the market. And we did check out some of the apps, namely the official YouTube and the Twitter app. And the YouTube app is something very interesting because it's not actually an app, it's only a link taking you to the web browser right there. And that was an interesting fact. And the second thing they're promoting is that the adaptive search thingy. So it says, I'm thinking of it, and you can type in whichever keywords that you were thinking of. So let's try Barack Obama right here. That's a pretty popular keyword. And it says on the background the results of the keyword that you have typed, and you can go directly into those of the internet websites that your keyword is concerning of. So you can tap on Wikipedia to read an article based on Barack Obama, or you can search for YouTube clips related to Barack Obama. And tapping on there is going to take some time, and it's going to give you some of the things that you can do with the keyword. And I'm not really sure if this is a feature that they should be promoting on the operating system wise, because this one isn't exactly particularly different from any other, and it's not exactly specifically useful. So that's one of the things. And so here's the thing. The Firefox operating system isn't exactly useful compared to the other phones. The one thing that they're claiming that they're going to do is that they're going to make a phone that costs less than 25 bucks. And I'm not really sure if that's an important goal. That would be into the less developed part of the world, but there are already phones that do 50 to 70 bucks around, like from Chinese manufacturers or even from Samsung. There are some. So I'm not really sure if on the lower developed markets it could matter, but I'm not really sure if there's any reason why you should be running a Firefox operating system on a phone costing like 300 bucks like this guy, Geeksphone Revolution. So that's the thing. Firefox operating system isn't particularly operating any smoother because there are lots of bugs on the Firefox system. As we have right now, I have a SIM card variant installed, and it says no SIM card installed inserted on it. So that's a clear bug. And the battery life on this guy is terrible. I started with about 50% when I started shooting the video, and it's already down to 26%. And there are lots of bugs. There are a lot of developers working hard on it. I know. And I'm a big fan of Mozilla. I'm a big fan of their browser, but I'm not really sure about the operating system being any competitive to the competitors that they have, namely Android, because the basic core of it is free. So that's it. The Firefox operating system isn't exactly as beautiful, nor the browser itself, because I expected a lot about the browser they have, and this browser isn't exactly particularly better than any of the other browsers on the Android or the other platforms. So that's pretty much it. The phone itself isn't exactly impressive. The only reason why I got this guy was that it said it's dual bootable, which isn't exactly true. It isn't the case. It's dual flashable. So I don't like the Firefox OS on here, so I would have to completely wipe it and install Android back on this to use it as an Android phone. So is it particularly good of an Android phone? Not really. Is it particularly good of a Firefox phone? The operating system itself isn't exactly great. So there's that. Revolution was an interesting device. It performs pretty much fine with considering that it's got an Intel processor, because I wasn't exactly sure about the performance of an Intel processor using Atom on a phone. So on that way it's fine, but would you get it over a lot of better Android phones or other even better Firefox operating system phones? Not really. So that's Geeksphone Revolution. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone actually. Aside from those of you who want to check out how Firefox is running on an Intel processor. That case, it could be useful. But other than that, like, no one, completely. All right, that's pretty much it for the Revolution. Please tap on there to subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you guys back on the more of an interesting review on the more of an interesting phones. Thank you always for watching. Bye.